student that we have chosen is Breanna.
That violin has so many secrets that nobody knows.
Now we can find our secrets.
To me, this is like an adventure. I always wanted an adventure.
My name is Surikov, and I'm the director of the Gold Coast International Film Festival. And thank you. You should all give yourselves a round of applause because you are here on the opening night film, the opening event of our 2016 Gold Coast International Film Festival. So thank you for being here. We're thrilled tonight to have Breanna Perez and Coco Tanaka Swan from the
Bronx Global Learning Institute for Girls.
Their school is prominently featured in this film. It's a fantastic film that even the most hardened heart person is going to cry at this movie because it's really touching.
I've been teaching in the Bronx since 2003, and then I began the program in 2008. And currently we have 450 students. And so it's wonderful. Every single child learns how to play the violin, and I'm lucky to have two wonderful teachers on my team.
How did you feel, Breanna, when you were chosen to get the violin?
I was speechless when I first heard my name called out, that I received the violin, and after that I've been very grateful for the experience and everything that came along with it.
So we are really thrilled that tonight, of all nights, that you are here to share this film that shows how music and art can bring people together who otherwise would never be on the same page because they never would have met each other. We'd like to call up now, though, the many students who are here today from the Port Washington School District, the Elmont School District, and the Long Island High School for the Arts, to come up and perform a few pieces inspired by the movie under being conducted by Maureen Hines from LIU Post. Hello, everybody. Hi, big wave, everybody. Hello. So even though it is a rainy day outside, it is perfectly sunny in here because you are about to see a beautiful, touching, wonderful film that you're not only going to take my word for it, because obviously you're going to see it on the big screen, but this film was just announced last week that it is on the short list for the Oscars this year. And what that actually means is that there were thousands of documentary short films that were created this year, thousands of them. And the Academy Award narrows it down to 10 that they let the Oscar voters vote on. And so Joe's Violin is in the top 10. And in January, we will find out if it made the top 5. And then at the Academy Awards, and hopefully it will have, and then we'll see how it does at the Academy Awards. But it is a tremendous feat for this film. And once you see the movie, you will see why. My name is Surikov. I'm the director of the Gold Coast International Film Festival. And Regina Gill, the executive director of the Gold Coast International Film Festival, and I are very privileged to invite you to this beautiful event today. We do have Joe from Joe's Violin in the audience today, as long as many members of his family and old friends of his. And so we do have a movie star in our midst. For those of you who are not familiar with the festival, we are produced by the nonprofit Gold Coast Art Center, which is a 365-day-a-year multi-art center located just upstairs. We have a school for the arts for people of all ages, from little kids that are, a few months old up through senior citizens. We have a free public art gallery with rotating exhibits and free art openings every year. We have a monthly concert series. We have an arts and education program that is in schools throughout Queens and Long Island. And of course, we have our film programs that run year-round and culminate with our Gold Coast International Film Festival. This is the last day of our festival. We've been running for the past 7 days, and over that time, we've shown 30 films, 30 feature-length films, and about 30, 40 short films, documentaries, dramas, foreign films, family films, pretty much anything you could ask for. And we've had over 3,500 tickets sold to our festival just in the past week, which shows that the community that we all live and work in, from Queens all throughout Long Island, is really eager and excited about the kind of content and the kinds of independent films and specialty films and specialty programs that we're able to bring to you. So we're so thrilled that you're joining us today to participate in all of that. As a nonprofit, there are a few sponsors that we are extremely indebted to for supporting us. First and foremost, we'd like to thank the town of North Hempstead and Douglas Elliman Real Estate. We have representatives from both of them here today. Big round of applause, not only because they are founding sponsors of our festival, but you just have to imagine they believed in us from day one when we were just an idea. And it's really, really hard to give money just to an idea. It's much easier to give some money to something and support to something you know what it is. So we are eternally grateful to them for having the vision and the courage to believe in us and see what this festival could really become. We'd also like to thank our major sponsors, Nassau County, LIU Post, and our new sponsor this year, one of our new sponsors this year, Neiman Marcus. If you're in a shopping mood, Neiman Marcus is committed to supporting arts and education, and they have a program called Love to Give. And they have 100 items on sale in their store in Roosevelt Field. 10% of the proceeds from any of those 100 items that you purchase this holiday season go back to the Gold Coast Arts Center and our arts and education programs. And I promise you, they're not just $1 million Lear jets. There's every price range. There's cookies and pajamas and bakeware and jewelry and everything. So if you're looking for a unique gift, please go to the Roosevelt Field Neiman Marcus, and you'll be supporting them, but you'll also really be supporting our arts and education programs. As long as I'm doling out the thank yous, when you came in, you should have seen the smiling faces of our volunteers in their bright yellow t-shirts, and we owe them a huge thank you for being the backbone of our festival. They donate many, many hours and good spirits and lots of positive energy to our festival. And one of the things that we've been saying all week is that wouldn't it be wonderful if everyone just took a few hours out of their month and donated it to the community organization of their choice? It doesn't have to be us, but look around. We're so grateful that they have chosen us. But look, it's really wonderful when members of the community really give back to the community. And so we want to give everyone who does that, and especially our volunteers, the recognition. When you came in, they all should have given you a ballot. So we have awards that we give out at our festival. And this film is eligible for our best short audience award for best short film. So at the end of the film, you just look at your ballot. You don't need a pen or a pencil. You just put a little tear in the number that you want to rate the film. 1 is the lowest and 5 is the highest. And so on the way out, you just hand it to one of our volunteers, and they're going to hand you a gift to take on your way home. We have some really wonderful coupons from local businesses. And in particular, we have something from the Tilla Center for Performing Arts, a coupon for 2-for-1 tickets to some of their upcoming shows. So not only do you get to come to this wonderful film and hear a fantastic Q&A after that will be led by Regina Gill with Joe himself, but then also you get some nice prizes to take home from you. Now, today's event is sponsored by the Amsterdam at Harborside. They have been a longtime partner of ours. Big round of applause for the Amsterdam at Harborside. I know many of you are familiar with them. They have been with us for several years. We've presented films together, and we are extremely grateful for all of their support. And not only are they helping present this film, but they are presenting a wonderful lunch upstairs at the Gold Coast Arts Center. Everyone here today is invited to join us at this celebratory lunch upstairs. So we hope that you, after the film, it will stop raining, and you can all come upstairs for a beautiful lunch courtesy of the Amsterdam. I'd like to also call up Sarah from the Amsterdam. Come on up, Sarah, who'd just like to say a few brief words to you.
Thank you, Caroline, and thank you everyone for being here today, especially with the terrible weather out there. We were able to offer lunch to everyone here because we had a few folks that we had reserved that didn't show up. So please join us. We have a lovely lunch just we're saying upstairs, but around the block, around the back, to get there. We welcome our residents. Thank you so much for being here and your support of our marketing efforts all the time. And to our visitors and prospects, enjoy the film. Thank you, Joe, for being here. That just makes it so special. Thank you.
And at the end of the film, we'll help you, direct you to where the lunch is. And turn off your cell phones if you haven't already. And everyone, please enjoy Joe's violin.
Now we'd like to bring up the subject of this film. Joe, will you join us up front, please? I'm Regina Gill. I'm the founder and executive director of the Gold Coast International Film Festival. And words cannot express my reaction to this particular story, and I'm not surprised. Ladies and gentlemen, Joe Fiengold. Can you all see us? Joe, I'm Regina. And I know there's another Regina in your life. And we have a microphone for you so everyone can hear you.
Okay.
And first of all, I know that we don't know each other. We have never met. But I need to tell you and the audience that I was born in a DP camp in Germany. Yeah.
Which one?
Well, I happen to be born in Dieburg, outside of Frankfurt am Main. Oh. But my parents were in that one, and in Landsberg, and all of the other ones. So, but then they had been also in Novosibirsk in Siberia.
Novosibirsk?
Yeah. So it was the first time I ever saw footage of that. And there were a lot of other photographs and vintage footage. Photographs, how did those photographs survive? Of your family? Because I know my parents didn't have any.
The photographs of my family were sent before the war to relatives in New York. And so I got them from them. Of course, the ones that I had with me, they did not survive, to my great regret. But still, what remained, what survived, to me, needless to say, it's still very meaningful and touching, very touching.
Now, how many times have you seen this film at this point?
Many times.
And do different things grab you every time you see it? Or does it still make the same impact?
That's amazing. Every time I see it, the impact is still the same. And perhaps it has to do with the way the film was made, which is done very well. The little I know about filmmaking, but I was always amazed how it was well put together and how Kahani Kuperman put all the significant parts of my life and Breanna's life together. And the environment, South Bronx, the time of the year, the time that we are living in, even today, it didn't lose its significance. things constantly come to my mind. The fact that we are doing things, good things, for people like in the Bronx school. I just hope it will continue.
It
That's
should.
very important.
It definitely should. Tell us about Breanna. Brings a
Well,
smile to his face.
I must say everything was very unexpected. When I was invited, I didn't know who Breanna is, what the school is. I said, a global school for girls. What? I was impressed by the name. And then, lo and behold, I am introduced to Breanna in the bedroom, in the living room. Sorry, in the classroom. And to my great amazement, they managed to get the music and the text of the song, which was so important to me in my life at that time. It's amazing. Coco, as the head, still is. Probably she's responsible for it. That impressed me very much. Impressed me then, and when I see the film today, I'm still amazed. Every detail has a great significance.
How many of you, do any of you have a question? Okay, somebody's coming to you with a microphone, wait, so that everyone can hear.
How long ago was the film made, and where is Breanna today?
The film was made 2 years ago, I believe. The collection of instruments was, I think, sometimes in the spring of '93. So it took some time. I don't know the details really, but it was a lengthy process. And still, I'm amazed how well it was put together.
And where is Breanna today?
She graduated the junior high school. She was admitted to a music school. I forgot the name. And the violin was given to another girl, Aya, smaller than Breanna, and I met her. And in fact, I was invited to a screening by WQXR. There they conveyed the violin from Breanna to Aya.
Now, did you have music lessons given to your children?
I must have been 5 or 6, was given some elemental lessons. Yeah, and my brother too. And I had a violin until the war. No violin after that. But and the love of music stayed with me all my life, and it still does. I read, of course. I have other interests, but music is the primary interest to me.
And what about your children?
It's my wife's children. Yeah, she had two daughters. Amy is, well, my daughter. I call her my daughter. She loves music, but she's not, she's a great artist. Yeah, but she's not in music. And she has two children in the theater, in botanical gardening and so on. Not music. But there are many others, I'm sure.
I am sure. And certainly you have adopted daughters now who are going to continue forward in the future because of your violin.
Oh, yeah.
Is there another question in the audience? Joe, when you came to the DP, the displaced persons after the war, and I know there was something about that. Were there, I know there were musicians, there must have been musicians who survived and others who, were there get-togethers of musicians or concerts or anything like that?
No, not really.
Never.
No. But very lot of people had the violins. I mean, instruments. In fact, I was fortunate to meet a young woman. Well, she's not a drunk anymore. Whom I knew since coming to the United States. Frances Nissenbaum, she's here. And I met her soon after I came to the States. I knew her husband-to-be. We enjoyed music performances in the TB camp. Yeah. We were devoted attendees of the Frankfurt Opera House and other musical performance. So I was very close with them, and that way I was so close to Frances. Unfortunately, I didn't marry her. I married someone else. But Ben is older. Feel very hard.
Do you have anything you want to share with the audience that is not in the film, that didn't make it into the film? Any thoughts or any experiences?
I wish I were as active in many ways, physically, mentally. My interests in matters of fine arts and music and ballet, they're still with me. And due to the limitations, my physical limitations, I cannot go to all these performances. And the place I'm staying, which is a citizen's residence, we have some performances, but of course, very few. Music to my deep liking. But I developed a liking for light music because there's no other, and some of it is really great. Gershwin, I consider a great composer. I didn't know about him until I came to the States. Many others do. But life goes on, and as long as you are still active on your feet, those who come to you, you have to continue to show interest and do something about it.
That's the best message you could give to anybody. Life goes on. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, please say thank you to our guest, our very honored guest, Joe.
Hello, how are you? Simon, thank you. I won't be there. Enjoy. I'll be here. Wonderful to you. Yeah. He wants to. Thank you so much. Thank you very much. Give it to the lovely lady outside the door. Thank you. Welcome. Thank you.